What if I told you Darth Bane once killed a fellow student and immediately began losing his connection to the dark side because of it? And the part most fans don't expect is that killing Sirak later didn't weaken him at all. It completely restored him. Korriban, the student who rose too fast. When Bane arrived on Korriban, he stepped into an academy that was already watching him. Lord Qordis and the Blade Master Kas'im oversaw his training, but even early on, there were whispers about him. Copex even suggested he might be the Sith'ari, the one the Sith had been searching for. That's not a small statement inside the Brotherhood of Darkness. Bane didn't just train like everyone else. He studied the archives constantly, digging through records of ancient Sith history and darkside philosophy. Even though the Masters discouraged it, they called those texts relics of a forgotten era, and they pushed students toward physical and mental conditioning instead. At first, Bane followed that advice. He stepped away from the archives and focused on training, and despite discovering his force sensitivity later than most of other students, he started surpassing them anyway. He climbed the ranks quickly, faster than students who had been trained since childhood, and that rapid rise set the stage for his first fracture, the kill that broke his focus. After several months, Bane challenged a McCurt student named Fohark, someone who had previously defeated him. Fohark beat him again in lightsaber combat, and instead of ending it there, he taunted him. Bane gave in completely to his rage and unleashed a wave of darkside energy that killed Fohark outright, directly ignoring Kas'im's instructions. On the surface, this should have elevated him. He expected punishment. Instead, Qordis was impressed. He even urged Kas'im to give Bane special attention. But here's where it shifts. The victory didn't strengthen Bane internally. It shook him, because killing Fohark forced him to confront something he had buried. The realization that years earlier, he had been responsible for the death of his own father. That connection hit him hard, and instead of feeling empowered by the dark side, he began to fear it. And because of that fear, his connection to the dark side began to weaken. Not because the dark side had abandoned him, but because he doubted it. The loss to Sirak. Bane understood something critical at this point. If he didn't act quickly, he would fall behind. So he challenged Sirak, the Zabrak favoured by Qordis and considered one of the Academy's most prominent students. This was a mistake. Sirak defeated him easily and nearly killed him. And with that defeat, everything changed. The other Sith shunned him. His former mentors distanced themselves. He became an outcast almost overnight. Shunned and desperate, Bane returned to the archives. And this time, he didn't treat them as secondary study material. He immersed himself. He studied ancient Sith history. He studied their philosophy. He studied how the dark side was wielded before the Brotherhood of Darkness existed. And this is where his thinking began to diverge sharply from his masters. He noticed something obvious. None of the current Sith Lords used the title Darth. When he questioned Kas'im about it, he learned that Lord Skir Khan had forbidden the use of the title, claiming it encouraged infighting, the kind that had nearly destroyed the Sith thousands of years earlier. But to Bane, that explanation revealed weakness. He began to believe the Brotherhood was flawed at its core. Khan placed the survival of the Order above the supremacy of the dark side itself. And to Bane, that was just backwards. This wasn't just philosophical disagreement, it was structural doubt in the entire system. And that doubt reshaped his path. If you were enjoying this Star Wars deep dive, it's practically all we do here, so you might want to stick around. Rebuilding power, secretly. During this period, a Jedi deserter named Githani arrived at the Academy. Bane saw opportunity. He asked her to secretly teach him Force techniques she had learned from the Masters, while he simultaneously trained privately in lightsaber combat with Kas'im. Neither knew about the other. That gave Bane an edge over both. At the same time, he continued studying the archives intensely, mastering ancient teachings and refining his control of the dark side. He was rebuilding his connection through discipline and knowledge. The duel with Sirak and the release. When Bane believed he was ready, he challenged Sirak again. This time, he fought strategically. He wore him down. He wounded him, humiliated him, Sirak was sent to the medical wing. Kas'im then gifted Bane a curved hilt lightsaber that once belonged to his own master, Nadaz, whom Kas'im had personally killed as a test of skill. That revelation mattered to Bane, because it reinforced a truth he was already accepting. Power is taken. It is not inherited. It is not granted. It must be taken. But the true culmination came later in the archives. Sirak, allied with Loke and Yevra, attacked Bane, who had been set up by Githani. Githani betrayed the others and sided with Bane during the fight, killing Loke and Yevra, while Bane disarmed Sirak. Sirak begged for mercy. He even offered to serve Bane if spared, and Bane decapitated him. This time, the kill did not fracture him. It released him. All the fear and guilt had been holding him back dissolved in that moment, and his connection to the dark side fully opened again, claiming the title they abandoned. After Sirak's death, the students were ordered to be raised as Dark Lords and sent to Ruusan to fight the Jedi Army of Light. But Bane had already moved beyond the Brotherhood. He denounced Lord Khan and the structure of the Order itself. When he confronted Qordis and was met with outrage over Sirak's death, Bane didn't retreat. He claimed the title they had forbidden, Darth. He declared himself Darth Bane and left the Brotherhood entirely. He boarded Qordis' personal starship, the Valkin, and set a course for Lehon in the unknown regions, seeking deeper understanding of the dark side beyond the limits imposed by Khan. Now the earlier fracture makes sense. The temporary loss of his connection wasn't weakness. It was the moment that forced him to reevaluate everything. Without that doubt, he would have never questioned the Brotherhood. Without questioning them, he would never have broken away. And without breaking away, there is no rule of two later on. The instability after killing Fohard wasn't a setback. It was the catalyst. Let me know in the comments. Did you know that Darth Bane began in the Brotherhood of Darkness? If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe and let's uncover the galaxy's greatest secrets together. Thanks for watching.